Hello, welcome in. I'm having a chat-sees today with my new friend. He's at King of Kings Energy. Let me go ahead and just paste it in there. Hello, King of Kings Energy. I want to make sure that I pin it. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Oh, what a beautiful, crazy, intense life. Am I right, guys? I will be saving this to IGTV. You've just got to request to join the live with me. Invite. There we go.
Hey,
Hey, welcome in.
how are you?
I'm good. I just got home from being at the park and working there for 4 hours, so I'm feeling pretty blissed out.
That's good. You look blissed out and you have a cat.
Yeah, my baby.
That's so cool. I'm
Yeah,
excited to talk to you. I saw your Instagram. This is the first time actually for anyone we meeting. And this is the first time I'm saying yes to doing a live for someone.
oh yeah. Well,
Um, yeah.
why don't you, if my name is Savannah, Kitty. My name is Savannah. I go, my alias is Blissful Bohemian. So if you could introduce yourself, what's your name? What do you do? What's your thing? What are you passionate about sharing? And then we'll get into it because I think that we are like-minded on a lot of things.
Okay. So my name is Star Jesse Taylor. Um, I am really into intuitive expression. I don't put myself in any boxes. That's why in the beginning of my career with the podcast and Instagram and TikTok, I never said even my age, my name, where I'm from, because I thought it was never relevant um, for anyone. I just wanted to share my teachings. So I guess the most important thing to me was always to just express myself. And I love to make videos. I love to make funny videos always. And even when I didn't have followers, like I would do them on Vine or anything. And just, I always was like, not, oh, I should do this big thing. I was like, yo, moment to moment, this is what I want to do. And it sort of happened where it blew up and then people were like, oh, we like you. And I was like, oh, cool. I guess they like me for me. So it all was pretty easy because I just have to be myself. And yeah.
That's kind of like how it works for everybody, right? Like being yourself is how you unlock all of your basically walk your highest path and unlock all of your blessings, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool thing. And it's not exhausting at all because you have to put a front on. But I would say not. Most people aren't like that. Most people learn from society to train themselves to manipulate and to get money and to get all those things. And I'm just glad that I passed through that bullshit and got famous from just being myself and make money from that. So, and now I'm here and I feel like you're the same way. Like I can tell you just like when you talk to me, you're just genuine and comfortable and just yourself. And we don't always have to have like feel good. We can be ourselves with having anxiety. So I love talking to you because I feel like just we can be examples for other people to just like give them the permission to just do what they want to do, be who they are.
Totally, yeah. For those who are just joining and don't know Star, I guess I might say you're best known for your Alien series on TikTok. Would you say that's accurate?
Half. Yeah, because I already had like 200,000 before I started the Alien series. But then, yeah, I gained like so many people like followers with the Alien series. So I guess half people know me from before, and then one series can literally blow you up. So it's you probably like know me from then. But yeah, that series definitely like gave me a lot of exposure.
I'm looking. I just want to show who's watching right now. If you guys recognize, this is where I saw you. Um,
That's
I
my
saw.
favorite video.
Yeah, really.
It is.
Yeah, if you guys recognize him from this, I saw you maybe like um 3, 4 months ago. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this person, like, it's always nice to see someone out there who is like talking straight facts and is very grounded and has a very grounded but still divine understanding of like what is going on here in our world and beyond that, and then can like break it down into bite-sized pieces to share with people. I think I admire your work a lot. I think it's really great. So yeah, I think that we're seeing eye to eye with a lot of things. What is, if I were to ask you, like, what is your mission through this
Mm.
work? What would you say?
I want to just be free, and I feel like you will always be the most like help to others if you be free. That like I feel like there's a big in spirituality, there's a big with people, oh, I want to help the people, I want to help the world, I want to help this. And yet, truly like that's fun to me. That's fun. I love that. But I feel like if you go out like that, you're gonna bend yourself because you're gonna be like, oh, I want to help these people, but you that's only a concept in your head. Like, who the people you talking about? So yeah, that would be my most congruent answer. And I know that's not the answer of most people. I know that most people in spirituality will give the answer to no, I just want to help everyone. I just want to help everyone. And yeah, I could say that and would probably get like bonus points. I love helping people. I love it. But I know I will be of most value if I'm just being myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
I mean, this is speaking volumes as everybody wants to help heal the world. But when it comes to doing shadow work and finding our values and living in our values, which for you and myself, it's freedom, uh, then it's like you can fall short there. And the ego
yeah.
can be very easily wrapped up in like saviorism.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like ask themselves like why do you want to help? And a lot of times it's because they want to get attention, they want to be loved, you know? And then they put themselves on this high horse of, oh, but look at me, I'm here to help people. Da, 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 da. But in reality, if you go deeper with it, it's because they want to get that love. And I don't feel like I need that love anymore because I just want to be loved for who I am. And literally all the videos I make is like that's just something that inspires me and it seems to help people. So to me, like I'm not saying anyone should take what I'm saying right now. If you resonate with it, take it. But to me, it's like if you do something that inspires you, you can be sure that people are going to be like, yo, this is fucking dope because it's going to be so different.
Mm-hmm. This is, I mean, this is like truly the overlooked key right now to walking your highest paths, living your best life, and helping the collective is just do what's here. This is how I try to approach my content is whatever is going on in my life, the messages that are coming up, those are the messages that I give.
I love that. Yeah, I do the same thing. And I feel like that's why I like said yes immediately without like going back and forth to talking to you because I was just checking out your Instagram and it seemed like you really are about that. So I'm really excited to do this, you know? Here.
Yeah. I mean, so we've talked about so far who you are, what you do. You're a life coach as well, right?
Yeah.
And how you create and what your values are, and then also how
Now
this
I can
is
hear you better. I realized that I didn't have the volume up. Now I have the volume up. I can hear you better.
okay. Good. Sorry, I talk quietly sometimes. And we talked about that walking your highest path is the same thing as doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about, and this makes you free, right? And as you be yourself and do what you love, this this opens you up energetically to being free to your highest timeline, um, and you can heal the collective really by healing yourself. Really, like the best thing that you can do. It's this paradox where the least selfish thing that you can do is take care of yourself and heal yourself and do what you want,
Yeah.
because it informs other people that they can do the same. And this is how you actually heal and help change the world, is by changing and healing your world. What other common struggles or maybe misplacements, misguided
Yeah.
notions do you see commonly that you'd like
Shadow work.
to dispel? Go.
Yeah, shadow work, definitely. Shadow work so much because I used to make that mistake and I learned from it. Don't do shadow work for shadow work. If you do shadow work for shadow work, you will make a process going with your brain that your brain will be like, oh, that's what you like. Let me give you more problems. I'm serious. I'm not even like messing
Yeah.
around. So the way to get out of it is to shadow work. Basically, people make it like such a big, like, I would like to simplify things. Einstein said, the most genius people are not the ones to translate complicated things in complicated things, but make complicated things simple. So the most simple way to say it is to have the feelings, is not to fight the feelings, is not to control. So that's great. But the problem is if you focus on the feeling and if you just sit on a couch and do shadow work, it can be helpful in the beginning. I'm not saying it's not. But do shadow work and do something that you love at the same time. Do something that you love, because then you focus your brain in that direction and you will literally and your brain will be like, because all those shadows, all those anxieties, all those thoughts are trained on. That's why you have to do shadow work. If you didn't have to do shadow work. They train things from society. So if so it's literally the brain giving you signals, false signals. It's anxiety. If there's a tiger, yeah, that's an anxiety that makes sense. But most anxieties in our society are bullshit. They don't make sense. But it's a real experience. Like if you feel anxiety and I feel anxiety, we're gonna be like, fuck, this feels crazy. Like I can barely breathe. This is not okay. So there's false signals that come up. So if you do shadow work and if you just do shadow work for doing shadow work, then you just tell your brain, oh, this is what I focus on, and I make it feel better by doing shadow work. And the dopamine comes up afterwards. You're like, oh, I did it. And the brain is so smart. It's like, oh, cool, you like that. I'm gonna give you more of it. So the key to avoid it, I'm gonna give it to everyone for free right now. You just have to apply it. Is do something that you want to do. Do something that you love. Like you have anxiety? Cool. Have anxiety, don't fight it, but go play tennis. If you do that, guess what's happening? Your brain is going to be like, yo, at first it's going to be giving you way more anxiety because it thinks you run into the tiger's mouth. But just know that and keep having the feelings and play tennis. That's just an example. You guys can fill in whatever you want to fill in, like hang out with people, do whatever. And on some point, your brain will be like, oh, sorry, I guess this thing, anxiety thing, is not important to them anymore. We're going to give you less of it. It's the old saying of do the action first and the confidence will come. And it's so funny that all these teachings like work together. And I'm not saying this from like something that I read. Yes, you can read this in some really advanced teachings, but this is literally things that I apply because I came to the point, like I think a few months ago, where I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm going to only teach what I know works. So, and I have like thousands of clients, not only with like coaching, but like people in my DMs who use this and they're like, whoa, I make this travel. I started my own poetry book. I have it on camera, literally. So this will be probably the best advice because in spirituality, we get on a regular basis so many things thrown out that get thrown into like the spiritual TikTok and they get picked up and regurgitated, but people don't actually apply them far enough to see where it goes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Very well said. Someone is asking, what is shadow work?
Well, I'll let you like say what you think it is, you know?
Yeah, shadow work is there's many ways to do it, but it's the process of venturing into the deepest, darkest, most decrepit parts of your soul to retrieve what you've rejected and abandoned back into light, back into love. So you can do this many, but you should, like Star is saying, you should never do it for funsies. It's the point is transmutation.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
bypass. I've talked with shamans before here on IG Live about what's the difference between bypassing and transcendence. Bypassing feels and validates the struggle, the pain, the feelings, and then moves through them to a more joyful, more loving space, versus bypassing completely shuts down feeling and acknowledging what's coming up and goes straight back to like love and light. So shadow work, there's many of the ways that you can do it, and it's even just the smallest thing is like, hey, I'm feeling anxiety right now, I'm feeling it, but I'm gonna go outside, like you're saying, I'm gonna do the thing that I love, and hope it will pass. I'm
Yes, and
gonna
know that it's patterns, and they have been trained onto you. So even if you go outside, the brain's gonna try to be like, no, no, you know, stay inside, it's safer, you know. The biggest pattern there is safety for people, is not to go into uncertainty. But
and
Rashad
but
said, go ahead.
because of trauma, your nervous system can be tuned incorrectly, and that's what we're trying to reshape.
Yes, and a big practice for that is meditation, because you sit with all the feelings and all the thoughts. So anyone who doesn't, I always, when someone writes me in my DMs with any problem, if ask them if they meditate, a lot of times it's no, and they say, "Oh, I can't meditate, this, that," and
A lot.
this is how much do you want it? How much do you want a better life, or how much are you going to be a slave to the patterns? So everybody can make that decision for themselves, and some people need more pain. It's as simple as that. Some people are not going to do it, but I'm going to give you guys a tip why the patterns come up, why so many thoughts come up, because your brain doesn't want you to do the new thing, because society told you this sitting by yourself and doing nothing is unproductive. So a lot of thoughts will come up that try to keep you from meditating, you know? Look at the score.
Aw, he's so cute. He's like, you got anything?
I want to say something. It's so good. Oh my God.
I love squirrels.
Yeah, that's me too. Yeah, so go out and like even like you guys will have more of a with animals and like nature meditation. Like get out of your heads, guys. I'm serious. Like get out of your heads and
Get in
those.
the body.
Yes, get in your body. Beautiful said. Get in your body. Touch things. Touch the grass. Look at things. Come back to your senses, because the brain, a lot of things of these patterns, even like watching too many videos on shadow work and all those things, will make you overthink. The best thing to do is just to trust yourself and look which you resonate with. You know?
Question about social anxiety that every time they go outside, I become obsessed with thoughts of people. I'm doing shadow work every day. I disconnect with my higher, but then disconnects with her higher self and goes back to depression and blaming herself. Um, what is so if I'm someone who's struggling with anxiety and depression, I'm very very much feeling stuck in it, and I know that I'm supposed to break that pattern to
Yeah.
help inspire my nervous system,
Hmm.
uh, but I just don't feel like I can,
Hmm.
saying that maybe I need to sit with it longer.
No, 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 no. Well, no, because I I would start building emotional fitness. And it's true if it's like something too big, if you like have such social anxiety that you don't have to always push yourself right away to like go out, go to the club, do this and do that. But start with smaller things where just to talk to someone more. It's to build that emotional fitness, because in the end, what keeps you from going to do the things which you want are these patterns, to these anxieties. Yeah, what would you, from your experience, say? Because if you just sit with it, I truly, from my experience, and
You're like,
you guys can try this out, it doesn't work just to sit with it, because then you just keep regurgitating that pattern. You tell the brain cares what you care about. The brain cares what you put attention about. And if you pay your attention all the time to the anxiety, it will be like, oh, that person must like doing this work. Let me give them more problems to do this work.
I
And say what you want to say. Like, we can always,
yeah,
I don't ever want to like have anyone, like, we can always agree to like disagree. I hate when people are like, oh no, that person, I only have this person on my life if they have the same opinion with me. Like, that's such a like immature way of being with things. I feel like I learned so much from people who have like different opinions, and like, so yeah, don't ever feel like to not say if you don't agree, you know?
yeah, I feel that way too. Because they can always open up your mind and give you a different perspective,
Yeah.
or reinforce the perspective that you have. Um, in coming is going, and I think that we both know that everything is working for us. It's not happening to us, it's happening for us. So for example, someone who says they want to change their life, when things in your life start like crumbling, this is happening because of what you indicated that you wanted to change. You wanted things to change in a specific way. um, Surrounding that, when feelings of depression, anxiety, etc., come up in shamanism, we say what's coming is going. The things that come up for our attention, they come up to be released. They are coming up so they can go. So keep in mind, as you become more conscious and the observer of your thoughts and your feelings, um, ask yourself, why is this coming up? What is this drawing you? And at the end of the day, like in most circumstances, you are in your choice. You can choose to continue to sit and feel badly, or you can get up and go try to fix it. And like, this is coming from someone who, I was diagnosed with panic disorder at 16 and been on all medications previously for it. Like, I understand illness very deeply. At the end of the day, like, you are the one who can choose to rewire and change your nervous system. Someone in the chat is saying, I don't force shadow work, I just observe and transmute things that are connected to the fear or shame that come up for me. That's perfect.
Yeah, I think there's this great example of muddy water. If you don't touch the water, it will become clear.
Hmm.
So I think it's so great what you said about like letting it flow through you. And with that being said, don't touch it. Like, don't interfere with it.
That
Like,
happens.
yeah, it's literally just thoughts and emotions. It's literally like clouds. Like, if you go out, you're not gonna say, oh, I don't like the sky or the color or the clouds. I don't like the color or this and that. It's just do something that you value, do things that you love, because that's really what you want to do in life. Like, why do people do shadow work? Why do people want to heal themselves? Not because they want to do shadow work or because they want to become like this elusive person, but because they want to do things in their life. They want to have fun, and they always want to bring it back to being practical. And a lot of people in spirituality don't bring it back into practical. They just present more bypassing things. They present more things that sound interesting. So people's brains, that's why I call it identified spirituality. That's a complete different kind. That's not experimental. Identified is those people bringing up just like such interesting information, twin flames, all those twin flames, soulmates, all those things that is great. It's cool, and if you can practically do something with it, that's amazing. I'm all for it. But ask yourself, is this practical? Because if not, like, why are we doing it? You know?
I I resonate with that very, very deeply. I say a lot, everybody wants to transcend, everybody wants to ascend, but nobody knows how to ground.
Yeah, and a lot of people use it for it's another thing they jump to. They jump now to spirituality, which gives them a good, safe feeling, but it gives them also the permission to stay where they at. Oh, you're good as you are. Yes, you are good as you are, but it doesn't help you to just have it as information in your head. You need to apply it. And applying, I don't only say that like do actions outside. It can be doing actions in your head, which is, for example, a gratitude exercise, meditation, like those things, but they are practices and it's not just like telling yourself you are a spiritual person. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
walk. I when I start with a client, I give them the Karate Kid analogy of like this is going to be Mr. Miyagi, like I'm going to have you wax on, wax off for a long time, and then you will see how important the basics
I
are.
love that. I love that. You know why I love that? You know why I love that? I love that so much because in the movie, he had to do it over and over again. And a lot of people are like, oh, give me this trick to get it fast. It doesn't work like that. And the only people who know that are the people who kind of been obsessed with spirituality and applied those things. So people, and I hope anybody who has a coach or do things, you don't even need a coach, to be honest. I'm serious. Like, and I'm coaching people, I get money for it. Like, you don't need a coach. There's enough information out there. You just need to apply. But if you jump and jump and jump, it's like stay with meditation. Stay in a meditation for an hour. Guess how, and you could like, I can't. Really? Is there tentacles that pull you away from the seat? No, there's not. And you just have to sit and have the feelings and the thought. I'm not going to say it's not going to be challenging, but it's so fucking worth it.
It is. It is. It's all about basics.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you hear me well? I have like some talks behind me. Is this picking up or am
Yeah,
I
no,
good? Okay.
you're good. The audio is good. This is like everybody is looking up for spirituality. We forget the earth. We forget our feet on the ground.
Yes. A friend of mine, his mom worked with Brad Pitt for a long time. And he was in close contact with Brad Pitt, and Brad said, "When I don't feel grounded, I bump my feet. I hit my feet on the ground a few times, and he just comes back to being himself, and it's that easy. It's a few practices that you, but what works for you, and don't put like a teacher on the pedestal. Don't put like a whole, like it's the problem with religions, right? Where they put a whole book on a pedestal. Everything in that book has to be true instead of making themselves the key and saying, okay, I choose what I resonate with.
Mm.
Because if I choose what I resonate with, I don't make the outside a key. I trust myself. And that's what spirituality is about. That's what the experimental relationship with spirituality is about. Um, And that's what I'm telling you straight up 85%, 90% of people are not living like that. They are living by the teachings. And I used to be like that. And that's why I'm able to tell it that way. So
Well, we're
how do you feel about go ahead?
we're trained from nature and we're trained away from our intuition.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
understand. I grew up very indoctrinated Christian, so I understand as well.
How do you
I
feel about intuition and like how do you feel about like the experience of it and how do you deal with people? And what I mean with that is I'm sure you're not the kind of person who's like okay, for me, literally it's like I don't care what skin color you have, I don't care what religion you have, I don't care I care about your heart. Like are you a cool person? That's all I literally care about. And I treat it like moment to moment. So I wonder like how do you um, a moment to moment with people or with anything.
it's the same. I mean, not to contradict myself, but there's a saying in the Bible that I really like that is like You will know them by their fruit. And as a
Yeah,
man in his heart, so he is. So yeah, this is the heart is definitely my strongest chakra, and it's yeah, same. Sometimes you need to look at the differences to discern and to understand and to honor. But for the most part, it's I really pay attention to how people make my nervous system feel. Because someone who I kind of have a little bit of a blind spot for more narcissistic people, but I've determined a way that I can kind of know is, do I feel charmed but uneasy or anxious?
that's
So
interesting.
yeah, I work with primarily empathic people. It's almost a requirement to work with me because this is how I am. What best to give and teach and guide. Someone says, this is a really good comment. The spiritual community is infiltrated with ideas that keep many in the never quite whole enough or healed enough.
Yes, beautiful.
I
Keep
mean,
going. Sorry, I was so
this,
excited when I heard that.
yeah,
What?
this is like, I mean, this is based on the notion that you've got to ascend, you've got to change, but it's so not
You're
that.
already good. Yes. Oh my God. Like
Yeah,
anxiety and like people make this is the problem. People make anxiety, sorry. People make anxiety as like something that's um fucking like an emotion they're not supposed to have. Everybody's supposed to be happy all the time. So they're fighting all these other emotions. Like it's like so you whole have all the emotions and do what you want to do. What keeps you from doing it is the brain pattern. I'm not ready yet. I'm writing my book right now, and it's such an easy thing to just say, I'm ready however I feel. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I got so like excited, but I feel like I cut you off. Go ahead.
um, but yeah, we're supposed to have the I another thing I say a lot is the light exists not in spite of the darkness, but because of it. We live in a dualistically perceived realm. In truth, it's non-dualistic, but we perceive it dualistically. So you've got light and dark, and you've got to have both. And there is no light without dark. So you're not supposed to be feeling good all the time. You can be in joy, you can be in love, you can be in a high vibration, and still have like bad feelings or bad thoughts.
Yeah, and I don't even believe in bad feelings. I think it's literally your spirit or your nervous system trying to balance you out. Like if you leave it alone, it's like digestion. It's like the negative thoughts that you think you have, the anxiety. I made a video about this. It's it's literally like brain digestion, trying to digest an almost undigestible world, and not world like crazy people. And then of course there's gonna be thoughts coming up. But if we don't see them as logical, if we don't judge them, if you don't judge the feelings, if you just leave them alone, that's my biggest like advice. Just leave them alone, have them, and do what you want to do, and they will balance themselves out. And those superficial thoughts will go deeper. You will get deeper ideas for anything that you want to do. So yeah.
Hmm, that's really good. I've got to run because I've got a session right now. Do you have any final encouragement or something, food for thought, that you want to leave everybody with today?
No, I just well, I just want to say thank you to you because you are seemingly very like open and very like you said, empathetic. I can like I know that I am coming off to a lot of people. That's why there's so many people like there's a lot of people who love me, but there's a lot of people who hate me too because I've
I mean,
always been a person who's like very like intense.
mhm.
Um, just like it just comes out. I have a lot of like energy explosions, everything coming out, and I used to be bullied, so I used to try to because people could see it. I used to even like, oh no, I make myself smaller. So I just want to give everybody like if you're an empath, if you don't make yourself small and just express yourself how you are. Savannah, right?
Yes.
Savannah, you expressing yourself amazingly, and there's space for all of us, all
Mm.
of us.
This is like a big pillar. Oh, other kitty. This is a big pillar of value that I have in my business, which is I also call it my ministry, is everybody gets to win. Everybody gets to win. Everybody gets abundance.
Yeah.
Nobody is left out or deceived or exploited.
And I think
Um,
it's just such an honor to the people that are on here and the people that I see on my TikTok, your TikTok, Instagram. They are such a, I don't want to say different breed, but they have such a high consciousness and they're so empathetic and they're literally like misfits most of the time that are so loving. And that's the people I literally want to give like my heart to.
Me too.
Like,
I mean,
so, because like there's so many, the majority is not like that. And that's the people I literally like will stay longer in coaching sessions for. Like, it doesn't matter to me because I can feel they like me. So I really have a lot of respect for all the people who are on here, and it means a lot to me. So yeah, thank you for doing this. Thank you for asking me.
yeah, we should do it again sometime. It's been
Yeah.
good. I would love to stay longer. I've got to get into my session though. So thank you for spending your time. We'll be in contact, and thank you for everyone who's watching live or the replay.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.